C. Sudarshan sir. Fine. It gives me immense and equal pleasure to be a part of this online gathering, because the topic that has been offered was quite interesting, and it is one of my hobbies, to make people write on some or the other, and how we can make our writing better. Yes, of course, I would request the organizers to share my presentation, the screen, so that we can go ahead with the presentation. Sir, can I have my presentation? Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir. I hope all the participants can see the screen. Can someone from participant just let us know?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so as you all can see here on the screen, today our plan is to learn the contours of creative writing in English. Now, how it is different from other types of writing or other ways of writing, like formal writing or maybe academic writing, what we call as. So here, today I have tried to, in this presentation, I have tried to give various problems and at the same time ideas how we can improve creative writing skills among the students as well as the teachers, or maybe whoever is willing to develop the creative writing skills as such. So as I said, it is a workshop, or as the title of the skill-based program goes, like it is a workshop. So I request all the participants to sit with a pen and a paper beside them, because we are going to conduct few activities during the session. So that is one thing. Okay. So before I turn on to my next slide, may I know what you people understand as writing? Some of you can some of you just say a few words about that? What is a writing according to you? You can write in chat box also. It's a creativity. Okay, good, good. Next one. Anybody else would like to answer? Okay. So yeah, the second slide is open in front of you. Okay. Now, can we maximize this slide, sir? The small view is there. So can we have a larger view? Okay. So as the slide goes, and what we can see here, what is writing? That is, writing is to put your ideas into words. It's not something that is there. One cannot understand. Yeah, slideshow. Yeah, we need slideshow for that. Sir, can you make it a bigger one, the slideshow? Okay. So meanwhile, we can think of it like what I said, that to put your ideas into words. So if we are thinking of something, maybe we have good ideas, but unless those ideas are on paper, or unless we speak about those ideas, we cannot bring the ideas into reality when they are not written. So basically, a writing is something that is there in your mind and which comes on the paper. That is a formal way of writing. But since we are dealing with creative writing, we have to look for many other point of views about writing. Now, to put your ideas into words is writing, or to express through the writing, yes, then it makes you think about. Now, this is something I would like to ask, or maybe we can have a discussion on that also. That when I say that writing is a thoughtful action, it makes you people think of some points to be written. And it is often a question that I ask my students, that given a choice, what you would like to have, if you have an oral examination on, or if you have a written examination. So what kind of examination you would prefer? Of course, the answer is 50-50, but the more willingness is for oral, because they say in oral we can just correct ourselves, we can go back, we can go ahead, whatever we say. And but in writing, we have to sit and think and then write, because it has to be correct, or to a large extent we expect perfection and correctness in writing. So thoughtful, in that sense, I mean to say that writing is a thoughtful action. Now many a times the students say that, okay, I ask students, okay, when what problem do you face, or do you like writing, or why is that, do you remember when did you write last time, etc. So the often these are some of the problems that yeah, actually I have I'm sharing the PPT, yeah, but it is not large. Hello, sir, can we have the larger version of the slideshow?
I have seen, madam. No problem.
It is larger version only, ma'am.
The participants are requesting for slideshow. That's what I am.
Madam, after the completion, please don't mind, madam. Continue.
No, they are asking for the larger version of the slide, I mean to say.
Okay, madam. No problem. Continue, madam.
Fine. Okay. So where we here, when do we write? Usually, what are the occasions that we write? And most of the times, I ask this question to the students also, that when did you write last time on your own? And then I ask this, okay, is it the last week that you write, or is it the last month, or last year, or so many years back? And let's see how the answer goes like this. Maybe can we have the next slide, please? Yeah, next slide, please. Hello. So can we have a next slide, please? Hello. So can we have a next slide, please? I think. Hello. Sudarshan sir. Yeah, slide number 3 I want to present. 3 or 4, what it is. Hello.
We are able to see the slides.
Yeah, but the third, I am unable to see the slide now.
We are able to see, ma'am. You cannot see because you are speaking now.
Okay, slide show. Where is? Hello. Okay, anyway, I just want to, yeah, exactly. Sir. Thank you, sir. So it is slide number 3, or when do we write? Yeah, I was asking people that when do we write usually? So we write in the traditional methods of teaching, students write only for the examination. This is what is my last 20 years observation, that they do not write on their own unless you give some kind of an incentive or some kind of a attraction that this competition is there, or some kind of a presentation is there. Then only they will think of it. But usually they write only for the exams. Then what are the occasions usually they write apart from exams in some formal ways? That is applications, or maybe leave application for night outs if they are hostelites. Then why I was absent for the exam. Like this they write. Usually this kind of letters are written by the students. And yes, we as teachers ask them about journals. So they merely copy the journals most of the times, and some of them write the journal, but no, not all of them write the journal. So journals are also copied and not written. So where does the thoughtful action takes place usually? Then there's another point is assignments. So most of the times the students are given some kind of assignments, but these assignments also they copy either from the textbook or maybe from the Google or maybe from any other sources. So these are the reasons, some of the things that people hardly get any what kind of a practice of writing, writing skills or some kind of thing. Yeah. So these are some of the barriers that why do they try to avoid that? First is that vocabulary. They say, ma'am, we know many things, but we do not know how to put it on paper because we are running short of vocabulary. We don't know which word should we use, or where how to express exact appropriate feeling by using appropriate word. So that they face as a problem. Then grammar, if especially when they write in English, they feel oh, grammar should be perfect when we write. So vocabulary, grammar, and ignorance, sometimes they are willing to, but they don't know how to write it. And sometimes, of course, disinterest. Disinterest is very important point in barrier, I would like to say, because unless and until we do not create interest among the students about for writing, or even for that matter others also, nobody will write, unless somebody is proactive and willing to express herself or himself through some kind of a pen and paper. So that is disinterest is another barrier in developing writing skills. Then dislike, of course they dislike is as a disinterest only. So interest and joy only can make you learn, because the things that we enjoy, we learn only those things. So this is very important point, and I would like to say that in many a times, it comes with it. I give this example of mother tongue, that most of us, we as English, we are not the native speakers of English. But what happens when we speak English, we take help, or we say that we become conscious that we need to know grammar first. But in case of mother tongue, nobody has taught us grammar and other rules of language, but we learn that language. So it is more, the more exposure you get, the more better you become. So that is important in case of any kind of language development. So now here, in the next slide, we can say that are we trained for creative writing? Since we are writing, since we are here for creative writing, so are there any special efforts made for creative writing? And if and as I said earlier, what are the barriers for writing? Those barriers I discussed in the previous slide. Then how can we assess the primary level of writing? Or now here, for that, usually what I do in class, I give some kind of a topic, or maybe a combination of themes, or combination of sentences, or combination of words, and I make them to write something about what I have given about them. And then when they actually, it is very difficult thing to make the students write. This is what I have observed, because first of all, to sit and to make them think and realize, that is itself. So for first 5 minutes, I just explain them what I want them to do, and then I try to give them some time, and then they start writing on few, maybe in the class of, let's say, 60, around 60 students, they all will not write, I'm sure. But out of 60, at least 50-40 students will write. Then there's but when they write, I do not explain, I do not tell them that your notebooks will be shared. Once the time is out, I exchange, or I make them exchange their notebooks. And once the notebooks are exchanged, they start reading what the other person has written. And then they realize, oh, I have not written like that, or somebody can write like this also. Okay, so how it goes, can we have the next slide, please? Yes, sir. Next slide, please. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah. No. Next one. Hello. So can I have a next slide, please? Yeah. So now this is what I was talking about. Like, for example, when I give students some kind of activity, then we have to activate their mind, for writing, creative writing. So this is an interesting example. You all can see the screen. Now, as I said earlier, all the participants, I request most of the participants, those who can make easy and quick sentences. So you can select any set of these sets that I have given here, and please try to make at least one sentence out of the set that you have selected. For example, you have selected set number 2, tree, tiger, trot, tangy, tamarind, something like that. So please make a meaningful sentence out of this. Make at least 1 or 2 sentences, whatever set you can select. Yes, please don't disclose the answer, sir. Yeah, actually this is something, yeah, actually answer in the sense, these are the sentences that in one of my classes, the students have made these sentences. So I thought that I should share these sentences with you people, that look, the first set was about farmer, a flower, fruit, farm, fence, etc. So a farmer grows beautiful flowers and tasty fruits in his farm, and to protect, he builds a fence around the farm. So this was something that actually I have not imagined that they can make such a meaningful sentence. But yes, the students have made this sentence. And yes, then another one is that I had a pet parrot who spilled the pot which had a pickle powder. So all these things means, if you can understand that the creativity can be developed and it can be nurtured also by conducting small but interesting examples and in a joyful way. That is important, that if we are not taking, no, if we are so serious, then students may not react to that. But we have to make the learning as a joyful exercise. So this way we can make it. Okay, can I have a second, next slide, please? Yeah, now there are some advanced learners in the class. So for them, I have purposely selected one stanza from a poem by Sarojini Naidu. And here, if you can see that the red what is that red colored words, I have purposely written them, and then I have asked them to either find out synonyms or antonyms, and then make the word, the vocabulary, the world of vocabulary should be enriched by conducting such activities or such exercises in the class. So bliss, pang, strife, these are not the words which are usually commonly used. Their poetic language has such kind of words. So this kind of exercise can be conducted in the class, and students can be benefited with this kind of exercise. Okay, can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. Now, as I said, this is something, how we can make it more interesting. Now, kitchen is the area which is less used in formal way, formal language, or what we can say. This area I have purposely selected because, this particular photograph will acquaint you or acquaint the students with a lot of new words which are usually not used in their academics or in their formal language. So if you can see the students, if you give this activity to the students, they will find a lot of competitiveness in the class, and they will see, oh, how many things that they can see, and then the list can be you can ask the students to write down the words, and after that the words can be listed on the blackboard. So once they can be listed on the blackboard, you can see a large number of words are there for the students to select. Next. Yeah, next slide, please, sir. Okay. Now, I hope you can see the two pictures, Now, both these slides that you can see, or the pictures, they are the sketches by one of my colleagues, And when he was drawing these sketches, I thought that these are very interesting pictures. Okay, I could have taken the photographs also, but they are sketches. And then I think we usually, literature people, they have character sketch. We describe the character in words. So here it is actually sketch. Now I want the students to describe this picture. How do they look at the appearance, the facial appearance, facial expressions? What do they talk about? How the eyes speak? What the hairstyle speak? Or what kind of things is there? Now, okay, so you can ask, or one can ask, the students can describe a picture whatever it is. And here, these are the pictures as an example you can describe. Okay, so can we have the next slide, please? Now, this is some interesting one, that how we can develop the short story writing things among the students. And here, okay, if you all can see that there are variety of stories or short stories, you can see, and it is, as I said, it is basically a creativity that one needs to sharpen and nurture and sharpen. So I give the same kind of a picture, or same kind of a this picture that you can see in the book, in the slide, and I will ask a group of students to sit and write a fairy tale about the same picture. Then I can ask some of the students to develop a horror story depending on this text, or depending on this photo, or I may ask somebody to write an action story depending on this picture. So it is all about how to activate the mind of the students for writing any kind of a genre or any kind of a type of a story here. Now look at this, the names of the characters. Now I have purposely highlighted that because names can be anything. So your creativity begins by selecting the name of the character also. So it's not that only traditional names should be there, but you can select any name, names of the characters, or itself lies the creativity. Then the physical appearance of the characters, their age group, or the protagonist or antagonist or theme or plot, whatever, as we develop the short story, we can use. But this is for the students, so just give them a light exercise where they can feel engaged, and at the same time they will enjoy what they are doing. So you can give them in a role, in a group of students, you can assign this task, and you can develop the creative writing skills of the students. Okay, can we have a next slide, please? Yeah, this is another important thing, and especially about creative writing, I would like to highlight here that many a times what happen, if you are writing something different, so that means you want some kind of a recognition also. And that's why, why there are short stories, some whatever, various prizes, various competitions are should be conducted, so that the talent of the creative writer should be highlighted, and it should be rewarded, and it should be respected. So these are some of the examples. These are 4 different things, 3 photographs you can see here, but one incident I would like to narrate here, that is create a short paragraph here. It was in the class. I asked the students to write about 5 words. I gave them different words, and the words I took from the students only. You tell me which are the words. Then I wrote those words on the blackboard, and then I asked the students, you have to develop one paragraph based on this 5 words, or a meaningful paragraph. And I gave some time to them, and after that I realized that a student whom I have asked only to develop a paragraph, he has written almost 1.5 pages writing an interesting story about an incident. And to my great surprise, it was wonderful story. And so I said that, okay, only one student has written, but I tried to see the other also. So then after looking at and reading those stories, I really felt that these students needs to be rewarded. So on the next day, I went with a diary and a pen to gift that student that you have done a remarkable job, so that he will be encouraged to write more. So I gave him as an award for writing that story, a diary and a pen. And since they were commerce students, so another thing, I said something useful should be given. So I gave that student a calculator, which was maybe useful for him, but that's how I gifted the students, because you need to recognize the talent of a different person. Okay, and then next to that, you can see there is I organized one of the short story competition writing, and it is actually a misconception, I would say, that people say only people belonging to literature or humanities, they only write. No, it was I think it was a wrong belief that until that time, maybe 10 years back when I did this, I came to know that there were students from computer background, there were students from maybe business administration background, and of course there were some students from commerce and arts. but the winning story was from a computer background student. And I just was got no I got such a wonderful story that girl has developed. And then two more stories were also awarded. So the first prize went for 500 rupees, the second prize was for 300 rupees, and then it was for 200 rupees. So like this, I awarded those students for being creative writers. You have to make the people, some kind of a incentive you should give, so that they will feel motivated for better performance. Now, as you all can see, there are some other activities also which I conducted, and then I then presented books to the students who have tried to do something good in their writing as such exercises. So through the principle, I tried to incentivize those students. So this is the need of the that person, that he or she should get recognized for what he or she has done. Okay, can we have next slide, please? I'm now moving towards the this thing of some things like what we actually, as I observed, that learning as a continuous process. And we all know that writing is something that is concrete one, and in especially English language teachers, we all know that LSRW. Can I get the previous slide, please? Can I get the previous slide, please? So the previous, yeah, no, not the other one. So go back, yeah, previous one, yes. So language, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. As writing is the last stage, it takes time. It takes time, and it needs investment. In what sense? Investment, that is your experience. I mean to say that investment in the form of experience that you can express through writing. Now here, as I'm trying to quote here, I have quoted here this Aristotle sentence, that is truly learned, that is learned with pleasure. So something that you really feel that I should do, and then you will learn. Means it's not that somebody will give you some kind of a pill or maybe an injection and you will learn. No, it's not like that. One has to sense, one has to feel. And unless and until we don't feel, then perhaps we are not able to express the way in which we are expected to write about. So that is true. We enjoy the things, then only we do those things with pleasure. So that is truly learned with pleasure, like as Aristotle says that then remember English example. Now, as I said, I was talking about willingness and interest. So in that movie also, though she was not able to speak, but it was her desire to speak. So there should be desire to write, desire to express through writing. So that will make you speak or write in English as such. Yeah. So what are the things that I would suggest, some kind of a remedies or some kind of what we can say tips that you can use for everyday developing writing skills. So practice small learning every day in groups. Now, please remember, I'm not saying that right, I'm saying learning every day. So when you learn something new, you have something that you can write on paper. So today I learned something new, so at least I can write about that on paper as my experience, as my anecdote. Most of the stories of Sudha Murthy, if you can see, she has written most of the real life experiences in her books. And those books, if you read, they are the easiest way to improve and practice writing skills. They are written in a very simple and easy to understand way. And at the same time, they are very appealing and touching stories also there. So now initiate the activity with small compositions. Of course, one cannot expect to write pages and pages overnight. But of course, you can start today. If you write a paragraph, maybe tomorrow 2 paragraphs, or maybe tomorrow again a paragraph, maybe day after tomorrow, some slight change or increase in the composition. But it has to be practiced, a regular practice. So activity, it needs to be practiced with every day. A small composition will help you. Now, it's not about, now you will say, right, is it a short story is the only way of creative writing? No, there are many genres that, as we all know, that we write about poems, we write plays, or many other genres that we practice. So For that, we need some kind of a training. Now, describe an event. So this is often a practice I practice in class, that most of the students, have been given small exercise that, okay, write an event that you have visited somewhere yesterday or day before yesterday or last week, something. So can I get the previous slide, please? I'm still on the same slide. Yeah. So one can make a person, write about the event, or write about a historical place, or maybe write about something that he, or nowadays we write, the reviews of any restaurant that you have visited or any new place that you have visited. So you can write. So now, as I said, that describe the beauty in those two images that I have showed. Then food item, then any incident that you have come across, or maybe, as I said, that anecdote. Yes, and start writing the diary. So this writing the diary will have a purpose, like one, you will learn to write on your own or develop writing skills, but at the same time you get a chance to express what you have throughout the day. So it is a good habit to start writing a diary and make, ponder upon what has happened throughout the day, etc. So yes, the next slide, please. Yeah, and this particular slide I was about to talk, actually this is in Marathi, but I have purposely tried to include this slide in this, and this slide, the reason is that it is not that all those people who belong to humanity, in the sense language background or literature background, they only can write. No, that's not like that. This is something here, if this one, the DIG, of upper police, Mr. Sunil Ramanand, he has he belongs to different entire administrative position, and this person, he said that once he was sick, and that time he read this famous novel, English August and Indian Stories. So this book by Upamanyu Chatterjee, and after reading that book, he got motivated, he got inspired that, oh yes, I can also write about a book. And that's why then he wrote a book which is known as Cops in a Quagmire. So this guy, if a person who is a non-literary person also can write, if he or she has a desire to express through writing. So break down those boundaries, and we should be open to learn new things. So this is what, and the title here is said that Ani mi lekhanas suruvat keli. That means that this is after this, and I have started writing now. So this is something, the journey of writing has begun. This is what he wants to say through this article. So this is one point, that break the boundaries and we can write also. Okay, the next, I think I'm moving towards the last slide. Can I have the last slide? Yeah. Yeah, so this is what I said, that as water comes from the well, so the thoughts and ideas come from our experiences. Okay, experiences, that is through listening or reading or observing, and of course by experiencing. So the more experience you are, and you have a lot of stuff to write about, so you can write. But somebody will say we are so experienced, but all the people do not write. But what I'm trying to say, that we should practice writing if we have something, and the aim of writing is that your thoughts are going to reach to a large number of people, so it can add their world of experience also, it can enrich their world of experience also, which is ultimately the aim of literature. That in a one life of 60 to 70 years average lifespan, we cannot live the whole world. But yes, through reading or through writing about others' life and others' experiences, we can certainly enrich our life. So what we should practice is that we should read, and of course we should write. So what I would suggest is that keep observing the people around you, the world around you, the society around you, then keep listening, keep reading, and keep pondering about. Most of the time what happens, we do not sit and think about it. So but that is actually the premeditated or what way before writing. Once you start pondering upon, thinking upon, I think you will be more better expressing than merely starting writing immediately. Okay. So all this will, so observations, listening, reading, and pondering will sensitize you towards all the surrounding, and I'm sure you will start writing. So this is how I think we can develop writing skills or creative writing skills among us. So with this, I think I'm coming to the end of this presentation. So I thank the patient listeners of this uh, online presentation, and I thank this Progress Institute also. So the last slide, can you show, sir? That is of, thank you. Yeah. I have done from my side. Now I'm open for any questions, queries, etc. Yes, participants, if you have any queries, you can raise them or ask them.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, would like to thank you first for such an enlightening session that you have captivated us and inspired us once again that we should also try to, develop and give some time to writing, because most of the time we are teaching and correcting and evaluating
Exactly.
and all that. So perhaps we do motivate our students to do it, but the ways that you have told us will really help us out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You know, please practice the things that we discussed in the class now. Here in the presentation, you will find students come up with a variety of ideas. Yeah, somebody has raised a hand, I think. Sri Lakshmi. Yes. Yeah, I have shared my PPT with the organizers. They will share with you. And in fact, it would have been interesting, if we sometimes, practice it actually. So that is really a nice. So you can try all these things in the class also. Sir, I think some Sri Lakshmi has raised a hand. Can I have her question, sir? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. If anyone has any queries, please, you can ask.